It's time to break the cycle of waste and mess. Time to stop accepting that the way things have been done are the way they should be done. Control-Alt-Delete everything you thought you knew about how to period. We're flipping the script, we're throwing out the book, we're challenging the period status quo. The Diva Cup is eco-friendly, reusable, and offers up to 12 hours leak-free protection. So what are you waiting for? Join the inner revolution with the Diva Cup. The Diva Cup is used for menstrual flow only. Always read and follow the user guide.
Hello, Wildcats. It's your boy, Kev, just coming at you to give you a quick disclaimer here before we start, letting you know that this is a comedy podcast, and even though we do cover true crimes and serious cases, we do like to throw in some dark humor and inappropriate jokes every now and then, so just want to give you a quick heads up about that. And also, since this is our Halloween episode, we do have like a little bonus intro song thingy that we did, and it's like a couple minutes long, so if you do want to skip it, I completely understand. And also, we do ramble a little bit with some jokes at the beginning, so if you want to get straight to the case, just keep fast forwarding a little bit. But alrighty, thank you everyone for listening. Be good, stay safe, and laugh at the dark stuff. Hashtag Wildman.
I don't believe in ghosts, but motherfuck do I think there's something fucking out here.
Oh my god, that owl just took a shit on my car.
Guys, why is there a second shovel here? Didn't we only bring one shovel?
No, I think there was a second shovel. Wasn't there?
No, dude, there was only one. I brought the only one shovel.
Guys, look out behind you.
Fuck!
Don't go in there. I hear the house is haunted.
Shut up, you fucking idiot.
Honey, I think there's somebody in the house.
Shut up, you fucking idiot.
Did you just hear that noise out there? Honey, will you go check that noise? I'm not going out there. There's too many fucking ghouls out there tonight.
There's so many cobwebs in here, I could have swore I was in the math section of my Trapper Keeper. Alright guys, tie your fucking shoes, because I have a feeling we're going to be running away from this fucking scary-ass house.
I think there's somebody at the door. You didn't say Voldemort's name out loud, did you?
It's that fucking easy, man. We just dig them up and we take the fucking jewels. Robbie, I thought you said there were supposed to be jewels. Where are the jewels at? You mean these jewels? Fuck!
Holy shit, it just started fucking raining. Or, fuck, I think that's R. Kelly on that balcony.
Oh my god, Kyle, do you hear that? It sounds like a bunch of women yelling. Yeah, it's either a group of girls that are getting murdered or it's R. Kelly's sex cult down there.
Oh, nice shower. Showers always feel so nice. Clean myself, rub-a-dub-dub. But what's that? There's a fucking head coming out of the drain!
Alrighty, welcome everyone to the BrothersCommon.Place, a comedy and crime podcast where we cover monsters, murders, mysteries,
More.
Ooh, yeah.
Let's quit.
And today we have a very special Halloween episode for you. But before we jump into that, I want to introduce you to the Mighty Mutant Super Kids.
Oh, I like that one. What's going on, guys? This is Tim, or Jack Frost, as I called myself when I jerked it in the car while I was waiting for it to warm up this morning.
Oh, yeah.
What up, everyone? This is Spence, and I didn't come up with an intro for this week.
Pronounce yourself in Orcish.
Orcish. Spence.
Hey everybody, this is your favorite Transformer here. Hip hop your mama's prime. That's it. The look at everyone. Yeah, there you go.
The sad thing is, I think I remember that character from the second movie.
Oh yeah.
I legit couldn't tell if you were really like fumbling over your words or
That's
not.
what I thought he was doing. Yeah, nice. I liked it.
And it's your boy Kev, a.k.a. the Dirty Dog. And for this Halloween, I dressed up as a baseball player that at the drop of a dime would betray all of his friends. So just go ahead and call me Lando Calrissian Jr.
Yeah, dude.
Thought it was going to be Mel Hall.
Yeah, man.
You,
That was pretty
last
good.
night when we were sleeping together, you said in your dreams that Mel Hall was your favorite baseball player. That's weird.
That he is.
Oh, okay.
But Mel Hall would never betray his teammates or
That's
his
right.
friends.
No, he loves them.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he's
Treats
not.
them all very well.
Wait a minute. Never mind. He was a shitty teammate too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, alrighty. Anything before we jump into the Halloween episode?
Oh fuck yeah.
Mel Hall didn't really have a lot of positive personal traits.
It could have been pretty badass if all the stuff wasn't with like a 12-year-old
child.
girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
You know, that-
Like if it was
Would
like
help.
an over like somebody that was like actually legal, it could have been badass. But yeah.
I don't know. It worked for Jerry Lee Lewis.
Oh yeah. What a fucking badass.
Now we're just promoting old episodes.
That's true.
You know-
but also, he was related to her, so he kind of had better chances on that one.
Yeah.
I kind of hate that, like, some of the guys we talk about, like, if we just took the one event that made them scumbags, they'd sound like fucking total badasses.
That's true.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Like, if you cut off Mel Hall's dick, he's a badass.
Well,
Eh.
like Jared from Subway.
Yeah, exactly.
Take away the big jeans. He's all right.
Something popped in my head when you guys were talking. I gotta use it somewhere, and it ain't going anywhere else. But I guess here in the, what is this, the shit section now?
it might be.
I guess I'll start the trend. There's like a new guy, like a Billy Mays, like he sells like infomercial shit, but he's Asian, and he sells the slap chopsticks.
What are slap chopsticks?
Buy them now and find out.
Since this is just a shit section where we have jokes that we don't know what to do with them, I had this one I wanted to do where it was just it's just Ray Charles, and it's that Georgia song where there's a part in it where he goes whoa whoa, like his voice gets high like
Yeah.
that, and I was gonna make a joke that when he was recording that he saw a spider and that's why he did that. And I had it all ready to go, and then the next day I was like, that fucker's blind.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, so I had that joke ready to go. Then
Holy
it didn't
shit.
dawn on me till later that the fucker's blind. I was like, oh yeah, that's right.
I have a fucking movie switch that I really thought of like days after we did that episode, and I wanted to add it in, but it's taking Jack Black from the second I know he did last summer and putting him into the third fucking A Never Ending Story. Yeah.
Oh my god, yes.
It's just his fucking Jamaican guy character.
Fuck
No,
yeah,
but
dude.
slap chopsticks. They sound like something I have to keep in the special drawer along with the ball gag and furry handcuffs.
Oh yeah. Well, if you know the slap chop, you just slap it and it cuts all your food up, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one, you slap it and it turns your food into any Asian cuisine you want.
Holy shit.
I don't believe
Fucking
it.
Kevin invented that.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Alrighty, guys. Bonfires burning bright. Pumpkin faces in the night. I remember Halloween. Join us on this day, a day where anything goes. Burning bodies hanging from poles. This is all that's just lyrics to a Misfits song.
Yeah, I started singing.
So
in my head.
moving on. Today, we cover a tale, a true crime, a murder case about the one son of a bitch that ruined Halloween for everyone. Gather around the flames, brothers, and you sweet, all those sweet, fine ladies that are in here.
Oh yeah.
I think I hear one calling now. All right.
I don't know if you were gonna add something in. Is that my cue?
We just looked at you, just like,
She's like, Brothers Commonplace.
oh fuck yeah.
Come out and play it.
Oh my god.
yes.
That's just my mom trying to trick us into mowing the yard. Don't give in.
Wait.
Don't give in to those sweet jugs.
Yeah, I already.
I was say, is that a sexual joke?
Well, I was gonna say I trimmed her bush enough, man. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, you have to. You have to if you want to get near.
Your mom told me to mow the yard. I told her last time I did, I had the blades too low. She got turf burn.
I always tell her I don't mind going through a little dirt to get to the green. So
Oh, yeah.
To get to the Sheila Green,
That's
baby.
right.
I said, baby, I'm going to shave your bush till it feels like a cat's tongue.
holy shit, they almost spit out my beard.
Wait, guys, that's my mom.
It was. She's our mom now.
Oh,
Wait,
all right.
that means
I'm
we
okay
all do
with that.
incest?
That's right. The adoption papers have been signed. Things are getting weird. And yes, today we're going to cover the case of Ronald O'Bryan. And some of you may not have heard of Ronald O'Bryan, but I'm sure you've probably heard of what he did or the reason we'll be covering this case. But before we jump into that case, I do want to mention that the last time I went trick-or-treating was actually with Toof.
Yeah.
And we were so fucking old, we drove there.
Oh, fuck yes, dude. Yeah.
We were old as fuck, and we drove there.
Was that like me, you, and Jason, your AU kind of
Yeah.
ish? Okay, sweet.
Yep.
Nice.
What did you go as?
I went as the Hurricane.
Holy shit.
Dude, that's what you should.
What were we dressed up as then? I don't remember mine.
I was the Hurricane. You had the Blues Brothers mask on.
Oh,
and
fuck yeah.
Jason just bought this Air Force hat at Goodwill, and we found the fucker that sold it to Goodwill.
Holy shit, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we found him. Alrighty, so today with this case, we will also be discussing... Well, no, we're not.
Oh.
I'm just going to cut that part out.
Alright, sweet. So what is the only thing we're going to be discussing today, Kevin?
Today we're going to be discussing the horrors of Halloween candy, such as razor blades and needles and AIDS needles and all that other stuff that those bastards like to put in the candy and then hand out to kids, even though that doesn't really ever happen, ever.
I mean, has it happened? Like, it had to happen once, right?
In regards to a stranger or neighbor targeting children and handing out candy with needles or blades in them, a University of Delaware professor... He said he has yet to find a case in which a stranger actually deliberately poisoned trick-or-treaters.
Wow.
I think there was like a case where someone found like part of a blade in one, but it's like the kid just like scratched his thumb on it.
Yeah.
In that report, I did read that he said that I haven't ever seen an AIDS needle or like AIDS blood in candy, but I also never trick-or-treated at Magic Johnson's house. So.
Oh, man. Holy shit.
But he did go trick-or-treating that night with Eazy-E. Wasn't that the rumor how he got it? Like they dipped bullets in AIDS and shot him with it or something? That's ridiculous. Dude, Eazy-E was like 5'1". He wasn't really, but he was short as fuck.
Yeah.
As far as strangers poisoning trick-or-treaters, the University of Delaware professor Joel Best, he said, "This is a contemporary legend that speaks to our anxiety about kids. Most of us don't believe in ghosts and goblins anymore, but we do believe in criminals." So that's kind of what we're going to be getting at, one of the beginning stories that began this urban legend. And also stay tuned toward the end of this episode because I might put in a little scary story read by Spence that was written by a little kid. And we recorded this like 3 years ago.
Yeah, that's an awesome one.
Just to comment on what he said, like, I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm kind of on the fence about goblins. I'm still not convinced one way or the other right now. I need more information.
They're really good at running banks. We know that. Green Gods, man.
Hey, one sec. Lamp, please. Key, please.
All right, I gotta go back. So like Eazy-E, right?
Holy shit.
He did have a surviving family member, but he also had the E name in it too. Jesus fucking Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, man.
That's so
Holy
fucking
shit,
stupid.
dude.
I had to.
I love how you tried to stop yourself.
If I didn't say that, then it would fester up inside of me and create something worse.
No,
It might create another fucking Andrew.
You have Andrew growing out of your stomach like that guy in Total Recall.
It's been so long since I've seen Andrew that like I wanted to see him again, so I took a super cold shower and looked at myself naked in the mirror, and when I saw the little pecker in the mirror, I was like, Andrew, you're here?
So the
Just
mirror,
a little dick is Andrew.
the mirror was all steamed up, but like you wiped the mirror just so you could see the dick. So, alrighty, on to the case. So first, let's go all the way back to 1974 and the small Texas town of Deer Park. 4 years before John Carpenter's Halloween was released and would change Tim's life forever.
Fuck yeah, it would. You're correct in that one.
Halloween, 1974. A cold, misty, damp night. All the kids are out trick-or-treating. Ronald O'Bryan, an optician and the deacon at his church, and also before he would be known as the Candyman or the man who killed Halloween,
Wow.
was with his neighbor Jim Bates, and they were taking their kids out trick-or-treating.
Misty Damp sounds like a stripper name.
It
Kind of does, yeah. But
It's
like
kinda hot.
but it's kind of like hot, but then also kind of gross.
But if you're in Louisiana, though, that's kind of
Yeah,
ooh,
it's like
yeah.
swampy, like
swampy,
like-
misty, swampy
Yeah,
pussy.
basically that's Mucklow's stripper name.
Dude,
Complete with crawdads.
So, fuck yeah, dude.
Oh, shit.
I've eaten a crawdad before.
Really?
Yeah, that time I went down on your mom, Tim. I'm just joking, dude.
Holy shit!
No,
hey, man, come on, dude. No mom jokes.
you guys bagged on my mom for like 10 minutes. No, but for real, I did eat a crawdad once. It was with my my murdering uncle.
Oh, holy
I
shit!
feel like all the stories I tell you guys, where you guys are like, why the fuck did you do that? I'm like, well, it was with my uncle that
yeah,
that murdered that
you just
girl.
add the part in at the end.
The only crawdads I know about is one time my dad was asleep on the couch, so I sat on his legs and woke him up and told him mom's giving blowjobs in the back.
Why would you do that?
Because he crawls to the back.
So he crawled back there with you on his legs then?
Oh, no. I should have said I got off him.
Oh, fuck.
Holy shit, dude.
I like how my mom would let me know, tell your dad it's time.
Like, was she giving it to anybody that went back there, or just
Well, I mean, I guess we were in a Walmart.
Oh, God.
I was there that night.
No crayfish were harmed in the making of this episode.
For the longest time, I always thought Walmart bathrooms were actually abortion clinics because that's where my mom. Okay, all right.
Oh, come on. So Ronald and his two children, Timothy and Elizabeth, they just finished eating dinner over at the Bates home. And so the three of them, as well as Jim Bates and his two children, they all headed out to have some good old-fashioned Halloween fun and get some candy.
Dude, one of those kids has to be named Norman. Because if you didn't name your kid Norman at that point, you just missed out.
You fucking missed it.
You really did.
So they went over to Jim's house.
Yeah, Jim Bates.
He was the master of the house.
You are a fucking child.
Dude, I don't care if I was struggling for money. If I was struggling for money, I would still hire a butler in my house to be like, Master Bates, would you like some fresh towels?
You just got, what's his name, Jeffrey?
Oh, dude, from fucking Fresh Prince. Oh, yeah.
And as we mentioned, it was a shitty day in regards of weather. It was cold and rainy, so Ronald, he had on a long raincoat, although some sources say he was wearing his optician overcoat thingy. And the kids, they're all having a great time trick-or-treating, all that Halloween fun. And during this time, I would love to have known what the conversations between Ronald and Jim Bates were like, because things are going to take a weird turn. So the kids, they're going house to house, and then they come upon a house that has no lights on it at all. And the unwritten rule with Halloween, although I really don't know if it was the same back then or not, was that if the house had the outside lights on, then that's fair game and they have candy to hand out. But if the lights are off, then that means you just skip it, if it doesn't have the outside light on. That's what I was always
you would
told.
think it's always been that way.
You just get out your skip it.
Well, time to skip it.
Dude, is that the Bop It also?
No, it's something
No, the
else.
thing that goes around your ankle.
Same
okay.
era.
Yeah.
Skip it.
Spins you, jump and hit yourself in the fucking leg with it, like we all did.
It's pretty much just the prisoner chain thing they have to wear.
It is, dude, really. If you're really strong, if Terry Crews is in jail,
Oh, fuck yeah.
all of them are skip-its.
The fucking, was it Macho Man doll or whatever? Ow, you hurt my leg.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, yeah.
And the home, which we will return to talking about a little later on, appeared as if nobody was home, but Ronald took the children up to the house anyways. And then he knocked and waited and waited. And the children, they got bored as shit because there's like a million other houses with lights on and giving out candy. And the guy at this house, if there is even anyone home, they're not opening up. So the children, they all run off towards the next house. But Ronald, he stays behind at the home for about 30 seconds. And after about 30 seconds, he comes running up toward the kids holding these big-ass pixie sticks, which were like the big, like 20-inch plastic tube ones.
Yeah.
And I imagine he's probably like air drumming them and doing like the Tommy Lee drumstick spin thingy with them. I was never able to do that. I always practice with pencils, but it's impossible.
Yeah.
He's also doing the Tommy Lee thing where he's like on the fucking drumming stage that turns upside down and stuff, like flipping.
He does the Ace Ventura on the tree. We love you, Dark Courtney. Good night.
He's also doing the Tommy Lee thing where he has hepatitis.
You know what? If the Pamela Lee and Tommy Lee sex tape where he's like steering the boat with his big giant dick.
Yeah.
Once you find out you can do that, how do you go back to doing anything else but that? For real.
Besides, I don't know. I really
like,
could just always do that.
My dick's so small I can't even take a piss without fucking pissing all over my nuts.
You couldn't even steer like the paper boat from It.
Oh fuck yeah!
Georgie was so disappointed, man.
Never mind. I was gonna make a joke about Tommy Lee. They wouldn't let him get on the Gemini at Cedar Point anymore because he would just put his dick over to the other side and block that train from going. And so Ronald comes running back with these pixie sticks, and he's like, "Man, you guys got some rich neighbors." And he's talking about how like, oh, they got these expensive treats, these big giant pixie sticks. And then he tells the children, he's like, yeah, but I'll hold on to these and I'll give them to you later whenever we get back home because they're like so big, you don't want them to take up all your room, like in their plastic pumpkins. And he's like, yeah, so when we get back home and all finish trick-or-treating, I'll hand them back out to you. And he puts them inside his coat. And so they all finish up with their Halloween good time, and they headed back to the Bates home. And while there, Ronald handed out the pixie sticks, one to each of his two kids, and then two to the Bates children. One of the other sources states that when he got back home, there was a kid that trick-or-treated at his house, and he gave him a fifth pixie stick. And some say he just passed one out to a kid he recognized from like church or something. But either way, he handed out 5 total pixie sticks. And then he takes the kids back home. And his old lady left to go to her friend's house. I'm not sure why she wasn't there trick-or-treating or why she was gone that night. No clue. And before bed, he tells his children that they can each have one piece of candy before getting to sleep. So Timothy, of course, chose the pixie stick because it's 20 times bigger than all the other candy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm also guessing because he didn't get any of those wax lips. Otherwise, he would have chosen those first.
Oh, yeah.
Is that why his first choice of girlfriend was Amy Schumer? Because she was 20 times bigger than all the other girls?
Holy shit, man. Dude, I can't wait till she listens to the podcast. Yeah. Just fucking...
We're just counting down the days until Amy Schumer...
It's fucking happening,
retweets
dude.
us or something.
Yeah.
So when she gets so low on stealing other people's material, she has to come to us. She'll probably go check out the shit section we just did.
So little Timmy, poor little Timmy... He chose the pixie stick, but he couldn't get the sugar powder to come out of the tube. So Pops, he gave him a hand and started rolling the tube between his hands to loosen it up some. And Timothy, he starts eating away, but then he started to complain, saying, this tastes bitter. So Pops comes to the rescue for the second time in the last 30 seconds, and he gives his boy some Kool-Aid. He says, here, wash it down with this Kool-Aid.
Okay, yeah, this is getting weird.
He just drank a pint of Kool-Aid, Tim. Do you dare him to drive?
I do dare him to drive, yes.
I just drank a pint of Kool-Aid. Dare me to drive? Go ahead. And then Timothy, he immediately felt ill and ran to the bathroom where he began vomiting. And then it got worse and worse. And then he went into convulsions.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he started just having like a straight-up seizure.
Yeah.
Since he was little Timmy, was it a little Caesar?
Nice. Holy shit.
Yeah, so this poor kid, his dad hurries up and calls an ambulance for him. And within an hour of arriving at the hospital, Timothy would be dead.
Wow.
So what the fuck happened? How did he die and what killed him?
Probably goblins.
Goblins.
I think goblins.
Goblins?
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for listening to the Brothers Commonplace.
I think he was, who are the people that need sugar? Diabetic?
Everyone, to some degree.
Diabetic is just where it's like really...
Hummingbirds
like irregular.
especially more.
Okay, I think he was a diabetic hummingbird, and he actually needed sugar, so like he was the one who was supposed to eat more than one piece, but since they denied him, he His body just went into glucose and he died.
Yeah.
Denied him.
Sounds like what happened.
Much like Dikembe Mutombo.
Denied.
Well, it didn't take too long to learn that it was the pixie stick. And whenever police started questioning, trying to figure out what the hell happened, Ronald, he pled innocence. I have no idea what happened. And he couldn't remember which house that the children had gotten the candy from. And after an autopsy, it was learned that Timothy had traces of cyanide found in his fluids that aspirated from his stomach and into his blood.
Wow.
And by traces of cyanide, I mean the quantity was way, way above the fatal human dose. It was a dose that was enough to kill at least 2 people.
Jesus.
And it would later be learned that the top 2 inches of the 20-inch pixie stick was the cyanide poison.
Wow.
And as horrible and as sad as this death is, there is a little bit of good news, though. The police were able to get the 4 remaining pixie sticks away from the other children before they ate them and then also died because of the cyanide.
That's fucking super surprising.
And it's pretty fucking crazy, too. Police stated that whoever was behind the cyanide pixie sticks, he had used staples to seal the tube after tampering with them. And here's a quote from the prosecutor, Mike Hinton. He said, "That's what saved another boy's life that night. They found him in bed with the pixie stick in his hand, but he wasn't strong enough to undo the staples."
Wow.
And that's why he didn't eat it, because he couldn't get it open.
What sucks is and I would feel horrible for it, but I don't really like pixie sticks. I feel like that's a candy I would give away.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine.
But it's just because it's a fucking 20-inch tube of it, those big giant ones. So no matter how shitty it is, even popcorn balls. No, those always suck. But
fuck you.
You like the popcorn balls?
Fuck yeah, dude. The $2 Cheeto bags. Wait,
I'm just talking about a giant ball of shitty popcorn.
Yeah, I think they give them out sometimes at trick or treating. I mean, I kind of like them, but I mean, I
just
don't
trust them.
Yeah, but no, that would be awful. Imagine giving that away. I don't really like pixie sticks. Here you go. Just they just fucking die.
Yeah.
What's worse, getting made fun of because you died and ate pixie sticks, or getting made fun of because you were so weak you couldn't even open up a pixie stick?
Every night he's like, "I wish I just would have fucking died." That's not nice. That's mean.
What if there was another kid? It was Mikey Mushmouth, and it's because he had so much saliva he blocked the if you get a little bit of spit in the fucking
if it
pixie
gets
sticks,
wet.
it fucking seals the fucker immediately.
Yeah.
That's why when I was younger, I just fucking chewed it.
Yeah.
When it got stuck paper and all.
Yeah. I did it. I used to eat the gum wrappers, dude, when I was younger. Just fucking straight throw that shit
I
in my
used
mouth.
to eat all the baseball cards that came with the gum.
Hey, I seen
When
him
I
do
was
it.
real little, I ate the wrappers on muffins.
Oh, shit.
When
I
I was
fucking ate the whole muffin with the wrapper.
Oh my god.
When I was real little, I ate Notorious B.I.G., so I was eating some fucking wrappers.
Oh yeah.
That was so dumb. I'm sorry.
Fuck yeah, dude. And one of the other children tried to eat theirs that night as well, but her mother told her no and said that she could have it after school the next day. So the
dude,
next
fuck
day,
no.
she would have fucking eaten it and died.
Imagine that, dude.
And so the police, they grabbed Ronald and took him back to the neighborhood to retrace his footsteps on the night of trick-or-treating. And they're like, "Yeah, we want you to point out the house that the children got these pixie sticks from." But Ronald, he said he couldn't remember a thing, not a damn thing at all. No idea which house it was. He said everything was all fuzzy, just blended together. I don't remember where we got the pixie sticks from.
Which, I mean, and I'm sure this guy's, guilty, but that does make sense, though. I feel like I wouldn't remember what house either.
And the reason he couldn't remember was because he said he never saw the person's face. He only saw their hands, because the person responsible for the cyanide candy didn't fully emerge from the doorway. They just opened up the door a little bit and stuck their hands out holding pixie sticks. There's a 20-inch pixie stick.
All right.
He just opened the door barely and stuck his hand out holding them all.
I take away my previous statement. You would fucking remember that shit, dude. Blue house right there. You would fucking remember that.
Yeah, it's the house that has the Dale Earnhardt Jr. flag duct taped to the side of it.
Fuck, my dad did this?
Dude, no,
don't
my
even- I don't
dad
know.
did that.
Oh, holy shit. I don't know if my
Duct
dad
tapes?
My dad had this giant flag. It was the exact same size as a door, and it was of Dale Earnhardt Jr. He put it up next to the door, but just duct taped it there.
Fuck yes, dude.
I remember this now.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
I remember it because it's still fucking there.
And that's why your dad gets laid all the time.
That's why all the guys pulling like, my mangina's feeling kind of wet. May I step inside? Well, you keep that mangina away from my pixie sticks if they're that wet.
Don't want to be sealing up the ends.
Holy shit.
And police instantly thought that he was full of shit and that something was up. And on top of that, they were getting frustrated in the incoming days when Ronald couldn't remember anything else and still claimed to not know where that house was. So one more time, police took him out to the neighborhood again, and this time they were pretty firm with him. And I imagine they must have scared him or something because he instantly remembered. He's like, oh yeah, it was that house right there. And then he pointed out the house that the children tried to trick-or-treat at, but there were no lights on, and nobody was home when they tried. So that's when the children ran to the next house, and then that's when he claims that the guy opened the door. So he says this is the house that was responsible. And fuck yeah, the police thought, we got this motherfucker that poisoned that candy. So they go to his house, and he's not home.
Hey, this is Chris, the host of Killer Jobs, the podcast that discovers the day jobs of the world's most famous serial killers. Explore how these psychopaths functioned in the real world, how murder interfered with their work, and what coworkers had to say. Killer Jobs investigates a new serial killer every Tuesday and is available on all podcast players.
He's dead. It was a ghost.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The end. Thanks for listening
Or a
to the
goblin.
podcast. It was a
Nice.
goblin.
That's Goblin.
But no, the guy whose house that is a guy named Melvin's his last name. I forget his last name. We'll call him, or his first name. So we'll call him Mr. Melvin.
Nice.
So they go to his place of work, and Mr. Melvin's place of work is like, all right, this is a guy who we think might have handed out this poison candy. He probably works in like a shitty place. He probably has like a scumbag job. He works at Houston's William Hobby B Airport. He is the guy who prevents planes from crashing into each other.
Wow.
And they show up at his work, and they just straight up arrest the guy in front of everyone. Like, no questions asked. They just fucking snagged him.
And how many planes crashed into each other that day?
All of them, dude.
Yeah.
That's why there's no planes anymore.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's none.
Like now we just have trains and automobiles.
It's like it's the
It's
It's like it's the Langoliers now.
Oh,
Yeah, they all disappeared except
Watch out for those fucking meatballs at the end.
there was a couple like a little over a decade ago that didn't disappear, but besides that, I mean, the other ones are gone.
So they have their man, and they bring him back to the police station. And like, so why'd you do it, man? And he says, and this kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's a fucking surprise to everyone. Do what?
Yeah.
They're like, and they run the whole story by him, and he has an alibi, but I don't know if I fully believe the alibi, but it turns out that he was working that night at the airport where like a million fucking people there can vouch for him being there. So this poor dude, he just gets accused and arrested for murdering an 8-year-old kid, and he has no idea what the hell is going on.
Dude, that would suck so bad.
I mean, yeah, they have to let him go after the alibi and stuff, but like he didn't even get a chance to like defend himself. And also, his wife and daughter were home, and they had turned out the lights early that night because they ran out of candy already.
Yeah.
And so colleagues and also timesheets confirmed his story that he was at work and stuff.
So is the fucking wife that did it.
Does the wife or the kids remember like anybody knocking at the door?
They just didn't answer, I believe, since they ran out of candy. I think they just turned the lights off and didn't expect anyone.
Yeah.
And I think they were just probably ignoring it.
Gotcha.
But this only magnified my suspicions, they say. And I'd also heard that O'Bryan was angry at his relatives for not staying up the night of Timothy's funeral, which was odd. And you may be thinking, angry at what? For not staying up the night of the funeral? Why is that odd? Well, this is why it's odd. Because Ronald had written a song about how Timothy was joining Jesus in heaven, and the fact that his family, you know, the ones that are grieving and sad as fuck because their 8-year-old kid just died, well, Ronald is pissed at them because none of them will stay up late to watch the recording of his performance of the song that was broadcast on television that
Holy
night.
shit.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I would love it if he was like preparing that song before the kid died.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Daddy, why are you writing this song?
He's like, excuse me, Timothy, come over here. What rhymes with poison, Timothy? Why do you ask, Dad?
Yeah. He makes the kid like proofread it. Hey, check for any like misspellings in this, and just makes the kid read it up.
If you tell him that nothing rhymes with that, Eminem's gonna be pissed because Eminem can rhyme things with orange.
He's like, Dad, don't.
What if he he made like a death song, but it was like blank, so we can fill in any kid's name.
Holy shit.
I can't believe that you passed my sweetie. Can't believe that you're dead.
Can't believe.
And then later just inserts the name into the recording. My dear Timmy.
What if, like, since he recorded it and it got broadcast on TV, it's like those shitty ass local channels that fucking
Fuck yeah. It would have to
Steven
be.
Weber, whatever the fuck his name is. It's like on his channel. It's like, hey, can you throw that fucking kid in the microwave? See how fucking long you can go for?
Nice. This poor kid died. So police, they then started to dig a little... Police.
They got their evidence they needed.
Police then started to dig a little deeper into Ronald O'Bryan. Something strange is going on, the police said, which, yeah, you think they would have looked at the father first before the guy that prevents the airplanes from crashing into each other.
Yeah.
So what did the police find? Well, it turns out that Ronald was actually in debt. Quite a lot, actually. He was in debt roughly over $100,000. So that sucks.
Yeah.
And also it turns out that Ronald had recently taken out life insurance policies on both of his children that year.
Wow.
$10,000 for each, which, okay, I guess that isn't like super crazy out there because I know a lot of families will take out life insurance policies and stuff. However, in September, just a month before Halloween, he upped the payout from $10,000 per child to $20,000.
Wow.
So things aren't starting to look too good for Mr. O'Brien.
Okay, I mean, I'm sure you're getting this, and like this is probably too early to ask this, but why fucking give the other pixie stick to like another kid then?
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll talk about it.
Dude,
Yeah.
adjusted for inflation, like I was thinking $100,000 in 1974 is a fucking lot. Like now it would be in debt $497,000.
Shit.
That's how do you fucking even get that much debt? Did he buy the fucking airport?
And also this dude, I forget
From the other guy?
I forget the exact stats, but it's like in the last 10 years, he's had over like 20 some jobs because he just keeps getting fired for stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not even all of it. The morning after his own son passed away, so not even a full 24 hours later, we're talking 9 a.m. the following day, he called the insurers to ask about the life insurance payout for his dead son. He's like, yeah, so when can I get that money?
Holy shit.
What
dude.
a piece of shit.
Yeah.
If he's guilty, guys, if.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. He did also have an ad in the newspaper already renting out the room.
I mean, to quote one of the president's sayings, it's another one of these cases of guilty until proven innocent.
That is true. So he does, yes, claim he's innocent, and he will forever claim that he's innocent. But we aren't done yet. The police, they get a warrant, and they search the O'Bryan household, and they found a pair of scissors with plastic residue still attached to them, like the plastic tip of the pixie stick that you would need to cut if you wanted to add some cyanide to it. So this fucker just, like, after you, like, clip your toenails or your fingernails and your nail's still there, he just, like, left that part of the tube. He didn't even try to, like, clean it up.
Oh my God, people are so fucking stupid.
And this was finally enough for the police to arrest Ronald and bring him in for questioning. And of course, he pleads his innocence again. And then even more evidence comes out against him. Here's a fun little quote from the detective. It turned out O'Bryan was going to community college, and in class, he would ask his professor questions like, what is more lethal, cyanide or another type of poison? So, like, why the fuck would you even ask that?
Yeah, dude, Jesus Christ.
These were the days before Google.
The professor would always end it. I know what's more lethal than cyanide. Mel Gibson. That's why he's the lethal weapon.
Oh, I like that. That's awesome.
The police were also like, well, it turns out his favorite comic strip is Cyanide and Happiness.
Yeah.
So, Your Honor, that seems to be pretty clear evidence right there of his guilt.
And there's also another witness. This was a person that worked at a chemical company in Houston, and he told the police that a man had come in recently to buy cyanide, but after being told that the smallest amount that he could buy was 5 pounds, he left.
That's
Wow.
it. 5 pounds, huh?
And
Wait. What store is selling cyanide in 74?
This is a chemical company.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
And
yeah, of course.
Here's another quote from the detective. The man from the store said he couldn't identify O'Bryan, but he remembered that his customer was wearing a beige or blue smock like a doctor. And O'Bryan was an optician, and that was exactly the uniform that he wore to work.
Wow.
So what a fucking moron. If you're going to go buy like poison and shit,
change some clothes,
don't
dude.
wear your fucking employment uniform.
The most distinctive thing, like that legit is like if John Wayne Gacy just fucking walked into like Walmart to buy like his murder things dressed as the clown. Just like what the fuck, dude? Why would you do any of that?
I'm sure the employees of Walmart have seen people with even crazier makeup on.
See, that's a pretty dumb thing of him to do. But since this is the 1970s, they don't have DNA and they don't have actual proof to be able to say that the pixie sticks came from him. So that is why he continued to claim his innocence.
Yeah. I mean, they have DNA
Not to test, though.
in their bodies. They just don't know how to read it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. Bates, the neighbor that went trick-or-treating with them that night, spoke to detectives about something he noticed at the funeral, and this was his quote. He was not upset, and he said something to the girl who was going to sing a song, and he was not despondent at all. When the girl started playing the organ, he walked right beside the open casket with his kid in it. He didn't pause. He didn't look. He didn't stop. He walked right by, and then my brain clicked, and I could feel it. I felt incredibly suspicious. It's like during his son's funeral, he doesn't even look at the casket or stop or pause by it. He just walks by and goes to the girl who was like about to sing a song. Just walks right past his kid.
Yeah.
Like his dead kid ignores him.
Yeah. You're here.
Oh, shit. That's why we're here?
Hey, why don't you get up and get a fucking job, man?
He just farts in it.
Paying for this fucking funeral, man.
He like pops out from like the rafters of the Nerf gun and starts firing darts into it.
What if he has a pretty good excuse though? What if he walked by and crop dusted and he didn't want anyone getting suspicious?
He shushes them after he farts in the casket. Shh. If you know what's good for you.
What if to rub it in, he like took the fucking bad part of the pixie stick out and ate the other part, and then pixie stick crop dusted him with it?
He shows up late to the funeral. He just walks into the church. He's eating a fun dip. He's like, "What the fuck's going on here? Oh shit! Forgot this was going on today."
He licks the stick and sticks it to the kid's forehead.
This poor kid. Shit, this poor kid.
He walks up and ices the kid.
Or even just fucking pours a pixie stick out like on the kid
for
in
his
their
homies,
casket.
like how you pour a drink out for your dead homies. He does it with the pixie stick.
Pours it on him.
So this isn't to make fun of the kid. This is all just to make fun of the dad, saying like we wouldn't be surprised if he did any of this.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Then I can finish with this then.
Yeah.
So after he sticks the fun dip to his head, he licks the stick again. He looks at the package. He's like, "Huh, it tastes like pussy," but on the package it says blueberry.
Every listener is gonna shut off and hate, just forever hate us after this episode.
Can we talk about how lazy a candy the pixie stick is?
It is.
Yeah, it's just sugar.
No,
It's just sugar in a tube, in a straw, basically.
it is pretty shitty.
Yeah.
I mean,
do they flavor it? It has flavor
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
yeah.
got like
Yeah,
the
it's
grape
just-
kind's good though.
Yeah.
See, I don't like
Great.
pixie. I don't really like candy. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
to kill me, you'd have to like put cyanide in like a fireball or Swedish fish.
Yeah.
Like, that's really it.
So you'd have to like, if you just bought like some Kool-Aid and some powdered sugar, you could make your own pixie stick.
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
Pretty
yeah.
easy.
Are you trying to start our own business here?
Poison people.
Oh,
I mean, I don't think anybody today should buy any pixie sticks because they're just a straw full of sugar.
And during his trial, some witnesses would claim that he showed no remorse and he didn't seem bothered at all by anything. And he's still up there saying he's not guilty. And his defense was that the candy was given to the children by an unknown and untraceable boogeyman, some sick fuck that decided to randomly poison strangers and children by handing out cyanide candy. So that's why he handed out 5, to be like, well, if I hand out 5, they can't trace it back to me. But he gives it to the people that he went with.
Yeah.
And then a
makes no
kid
sense.
that he knew.
Yeah.
did he get the insurance settlement during the trial, or they're like postponing it until like he was cleared?
Yeah, he doesn't get it. Even if he did, it wouldn't matter.
See, the fucked up thing is that like he was completely fine with killing his own kids, not just that, but then also just other people's kids.
Yeah, he possibly could have killed both his kids, his neighbor's kids, and another kid. So he could have killed 5 people, 5 children.
And he's completely fine with that just to make it look like he didn't do it.
And what? He had 2 kids.
Yeah, he had 2.
He had 2 kids, and he upped it to $20,000 each, and he's $100,000 in debt.
So he's really
he's gonna make $40,000.
He's not even getting.
And he's
that
less
much.
than halfway there.
Yeah, he's not even getting that.
He's
much.
not even living on a prayer yet.
Really, yeah, I agree.
Well, if he's like fucking his wife, and he's like coming, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I can already taste the 20,000."
He's like, well, at least my interest will go down by about 50 cents.
And another fucked up thing is that during his time on trial, everyone states that he seems to like love the attention.
Yeah,
he's not even bothered by it.
Yeah.
And friends and family, everyone like testified against him. It was on June 3rd, 1975. It only took 46 minutes for the jury to return a guilty verdict
Nice.
for 1 charge of capital murder and then 4 counts of attempted murder.
Nice.
Which 46 minutes, it takes usually like hours just to fill out the paperwork.
Yeah.
So they like wrote on the post-it guilty and just came back out with it.
Yeah.
And then an hour later, it was decided that Ronald would be executed by electric chair.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So
dude.
fuck yeah.
Nice. Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Wildman. And this case would be one of the many that would help create and stir up the urban legend of like candies being handed out with razor blades and needles and poison and stuff. There's different cases. This was just the one that is kind of popular because he would end up getting the nickname Candyman, but that was the name that people in prison gave him.
Okay.
It's like the people in prison would refer to him as Candyman.
Nice.
I thought it was because when they were done with his ass, it was so sweet.
Oh,
fuck.
how's that ass feel? And also,
Candyman.
who
The
can
Candyman
take a
can.
rainbow?
Hey, Candyman, I dressed up as David Copperfield. I can hide 12 inches in you. That's
Oh, yeah, that was good. Just got to work on the delivery. I liked it though. And
You
also,
need more tigers.
right after Ronald was convicted, his wife immediately files for divorce, which is awesome. I'm glad she doesn't. Sometimes you'll see people that stay with him and get like she just instantly knew like no, he's fucking guilty.
Yeah,
And
killed her fucking kid, yeah.
what if, like, funny enough, like he kept the debt, but she took half his money, so he's even more in debt.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh fuck
Be
yeah!
awesome.
And prison life wasn't easy for him. Everyone despised him and shunned him because he not only murdered his own child, but he could have murdered 5 children total.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
So fellow inmates started calling him Candyman, and just hopefully he got the fucking worst of prison life.
Yeah.
And here's what an attorney in LA said about the case. I have seriously mixed emotions about the death penalty, but if this doesn't justify the death penalty, then there never will be a case that does. I just can't think of a more reprehensible crime. Which I completely agree with. Like, I don't like the death penalty. I'm against it. But it's people like this. There's plenty of cases where, like, yeah, that fucker does deserve to die.
Yeah.
So I just think in general, I'm not a big fan of the death penalty, but there's plenty of cases where I'm glad that people die. Like this one, I'm glad this fucker died.
See, I almost feel like the death penalty is an easy way out. Like,
Yeah, for some.
Yeah, like I feel like life in prison would be worse. Like, yeah, it sucks. You're gonna get killed. It's whatever amount of seconds of pain, and then it's done. You're not dealing with anything else.
We should set up our own Azkaban. Like a real
See,
one.
that would be fucking awesome. If you can, make people have depression and go insane in a prison, surrounded by like fucking people that look like
Prison
Grim
Mike.
Reaper.
Oh.
Yeah, Prison Mike too. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But
we could just make them watch reruns of that 80s show.
Oh.
fuck, dude.
But then they get to see Dennis.
They do get to see Dennis. But yeah, that's still a pretty
Okay,
good punishment.
we edit him out like George Lucas. We get George Lucas to edit him out.
We change all the records to walkie-talkies.
Oh fuck yeah.
And here's what a detective in Pasadena, where the crime was committed, had to say. He said, "We put out the word. If you have any suspicious candy or if anything looks strange, bring it to us. We wound up with a whole room full of candy, and people didn't go trick-or-treating around here for years." So that is one way that helped that legend keep going and build the case where people were like, man, there's people giving out candy and that have needles and shit in it. But yeah, this whole town, most of them quit trick-or-treating for years.
This happened in Pasadena?
Yeah, I was right around Texas, like Deer Park.
Gotcha.
Is where he was from, but I think they went trick-or-treating in Pasadena.
Deer Park, where they make the spring water.
Brendan Fraser ended up marrying a woman from Pasadena. I hope somebody gets that joke.
Blast from the Past, maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is actually good. I was hoping somebody would get that.
All I can think of when I hear Pasadena is Dr. Drew.
Dude, what about,
Pasadena.
like, are we just going to ignore those genius-ass cops who fucking just swiped everyone for a whole room full of candy? Those genius fuckers.
Fuck yeah, dude. Big League Chew for everyone.
Fuck yeah.
All they got is a room full of Tootsie Pops. Police suicide
Hey,
has went
that's
up in the
pretty
last
good.
couple months.
So Ronald, he's obviously a giant piece of shit. But if you want to get even more pissed off, here's Ronald's final statement. So these are his last words right before execution. And he ended up getting lethal injection, not the electric chair. And he was the third Texas inmate to die from lethal injection. So here we go. March 31st, 1984, the date of his execution. And this is what he said. What is about to transpire in a few moments is wrong. However, we as human beings do make mistakes and errors. This execution is one of those wrongs, yet doesn't mean our whole system of justice is wrong. Therefore, I would forgive all who have taken part in any way in my death. Also, to anyone I have offended in any way during my 39 years, I pray and ask for your forgiveness, just as I forgive anyone who offended me in any way. And I pray and ask God's forgiveness for all of us respectively as human beings. To my loved ones, I extend my undying love. To those close to me, know in your hearts I love you one and all. God bless you all, and may God's best blessings be always yours. Ronald C. O'Bryan. P.S. During my time here, I have been treated well by all TDC personnel. What a fucking piece of shit.
Jesus, man.
That just makes everything just so much worse. Yeah, so for all you guys that are gonna execute me, I forgive you.
Yeah.
This is a mistake, but I forgive you, and I'm gonna pray to God for your forgiveness.
Yeah,
What the
it's
fuck?
not a fucking mistake. Like, the mistake, just don't kill your kid and you wouldn't be in there. You fucking
He fucking
idiot.
did it.
Yeah, like you wouldn't be in there if you didn't kill your kid, you fucking moron.
What if he wrote a book, If I Did It?
Oh my God.
Fucking OJ, man.
His ex-wife did have something pretty awesome to say after he's executed. She said, he made his bed and now he's having to lie in it. I have no pity for him.
Nice.
So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, because it's completely true.
Also, all that insurance money would end up going to her. However,
Fuck yeah.
she doesn't take any of it or spend any of it. She said that she would rather get by without it rather than have to spend money with blood all over it.
I mean, that is
So
completely true.
Yeah, I completely respect that.
Yeah, I respect that.
That's hashtag wild woman.
Hashtag wild woman.
That's tough to just turn away 20 grand.
Yeah, or 40 grand. Or no, the other one
Yeah,
didn't
20.
die.
Well, back then, I don't know what it would
What-
equal out to.
No, I forgot the other one didn't die.
Maybe like 120,000 or something like that? No, wait. Times 4. 80,000-ish.
Pretty good.
I like how, like, she didn't take the money. Like, there's blood money on this. Like, or you can, like, you know, just went to, like, fuck, where are those... like, she could have went to orphanages and, like, donated money there or something.
Yeah.
You know what? Just throw away the money. The kids in the orphanage just looking out the window crying.
Just let the
burn the
insurance
money,
company
then burn
keep
the
it.
orphanage.
I mean, I like the principle of it. Like, I love that's the blood money. I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, like Spence just mentioned, I wish it didn't just go back to the insurance company.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what happens to it, but I wish it would have gone to maybe like a charity
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
something. But
See,
why
I
not?
respect it, but I would have probably kept it. You know, I respect her not, but I probably would have just fucking kept it.
She points at the orphanage and gives them the thumbs up, and all the kids are cheering, and then she does the thumbs down, and all of a sudden they hear fire alarms going off, but all the doorknobs are too hot to open.
She pulls out.
Hell. What the hell? Wow.
She takes like one step into the orphanage and she has like a super big cigar in her mouth. And she takes a cigar and uses the end of it to light a big stack of money on fire and throws it on the ground to burn the orphanage down.
And she's played by Sigourney Weaver.
And as she's leaving, she queefs.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It looks like, take that, you fucking idiots.
So we do have one last final note here, and this is like a little bit of a fun note right here. So outside the Texas State Penitentiary, a crowd of around 300 people had gathered around to see if Ronald had met his end yet, and they were shouting trick or treat, and they were throwing candy at all the anti-death penalty protesters.
Nice.
As he got executed.
Fuck
they were
yeah, dude.
yelling trick or treat and throwing handfuls of candy at the
Dude.
protesters.
Would have been fucked up if it was pixie sticks.
Dude, holy shit, that would have been.
Yeah, because that would have been more about the sun in a way. So, alrighty, anything you guys want to mention on that case?
I think he's innocent.
The man who killed Halloween, the Candy Man, this piece of shit sun killer.
I mean, it looks like this guy crossed the line when he did that. He crossed the Mason Pixie line.
Oh.
That was pretty good, actually.
That's it.
I like that.
So, alrighty, I guess we'll go on to our honorary brother of the week then. For honorary brother, if you want to be an honorary brother and get a shout out, all you have to do is leave us a 5-star review on iTunes or leave us a review somewhere and just send us a screenshot of it if it's not on iTunes so that we get it, and then we will give you a shout out on here. So here we go. Our honorary brother, it's not spelled, it's like spelled differently, but it comes out to be Nostalgia Critic, I think.
Oh, nice.
And this is the review. Guys, this is my show. I listen every morning. And then there's like an autocorrect mistake spelling, I think, right here. But I think it says something is great. Something is great. I'm not quite sure.
Wait, is this a text or like
No,
his
this
voice?
is an iTunes thing.
Oh, okay.
And then he says, keep up the Adam Sandler jokes. So like I
Nice.
couldn't make out what it
Yeah.
fully said, but then it
Fuck
said,
yeah.
keep up the Adam Sandler
Hey.
jokes.
Don't worry, guy. We will.
And then ... hashtag Wildman with like 1,000 exclamation points.
Yeah, love it.
So hell yeah.
It's awesome.
And then we also have a special shout out from someone that left us a message on Twitter, and their name was Not Your Mom's Friend or Not Your Mom Friend. And they said, you guys are fucking amazing. I'm not a fan of iTunes because I'm not a part of your system.
Oh.
But here's the 5 stars anyways. I love what you do. Keep it up. And then it's from a girl named Sarah, who was Not Your Mom Friend.
Nice. Thanks, guys.
Hell yeah.
And now we also have a Patreon shout out. So what we do is probably like once a month we'll do full Patreon shout outs to everyone. And then for the other weeks between them, we'll just give a shout out to our new Patreon subscribers. So we got 2 for this week. The first one is one half of the Bash Brothers from the Last Bandoleros.
Nice.
Emilio Nevera, I think that's how I pronounce it. But yeah, he is the drummer, one half of the Bash Brothers there. So thank you very much for signing up for us, man. We really appreciate it.
I was like, Emilio.
Emilio, he probably got that a lot, dude.
Yeah.
He sent me a message a couple weeks ago. I hope I don't get him in trouble saying this. But he's like, dude, have you ever seen the second Mighty Ducks? I just watched it like high as fuck, and it was hilarious. It was something like that.
That's awesome.
That's why I had to call him the Bash Brother, dude.
Emilio Estevez, I swear to God.
And then our second Patreon shout out goes to he upgraded.
Nice.
This is an upgrade from none other than Australian Wildman
shit.
Daniel.
Oh,
The
yeah.
fucking original
The
Wild
fucking
Man.
original Wildman. The
Daniel.
king of all Australian kings.
I feel like Daniel is just like he's the brother. Like,
He is, dude.
yeah,
He
like-
fucking goes to other countries like promoting our show and wearing our shirts and
Yeah.
shit. He puts his stickers on his cars and stuff.
He's the most dangerous animal down under.
He is.
Fuck yeah, he
dude. He had a
is.
fucking Brothers Commonplace shirt before I did.
That's
that's
true.
fucked up.
He's badass. My favorite part is that when he was over in Vietnam, when he sent us pictures,
yeah.
he would have them point to the
Yeah.
shirt, and
That's
you know they
so
have no fucking
good.
idea what it is. That's
Hashtag
so
Wildman.
fucking good. Hashtag Wildman. And then also a shout out to his daughter Sophie, because it was her birthday not too long ago. We gave her a birthday shout out.
Awesome.
But also because she also has a shirt. And yeah, rock on. That's pretty cool. Got the whole family. Daniel's family.
Hashtag Wild Woman.
Hashtag Wild Family.
Yeah, that's right.
Hashtag born to be wild, man.
There we go.
Oh, fuck yeah,
fuck
dude.
yeah, I like
Loving all
that.
this.
So alrighty, Spence, you want to hit us with the closing shit now, brother?
Thank you all for listening to another episode of the Brothers Commonplace. If you would like to check us out on social media, you can check us out on, I think we have an Instagram and a Facebook and a Twitter, and you can support us on Patreon. Now, the thing you can do that doesn't cost any money, leave us a review on iTunes, one of them sweet 5-star reviews, or, if you're not part of the system, any podcast app, whatever, Castbox, Stitcher, whatever the hell, I don't even know what they all are. But when you do that, take a screenshot and send it to us so that we make sure to see that, and then we will give you a shout out. Mention the show to your friends, and if you really, really love the show, please consider joining the club on Patreon, and you will get bonus episodes about all kinds of absurd things. And yeah, we love all of our fans, and we do right by our fans. We do. We try.
That's right.
Anyway, we don't give them no pixie sticks loaded with cyanide. That's for sure.
Not yet.
And
but y'all should consider getting a life insurance policy, and you should consider writing us down as the benefactors on said policy.
dude, if they put Andrew down though and he gets all the power, that's gonna fuck. That's my nightmare.
Yeah, we're all fucked if Andrew gets all the power.
That's fucking nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah.
He becomes like McLovin from Kick-Ass 2.
Holy shit.
Dude, there should. Okay, I don't care how rich you are, how many guns you are. If your villain can get his ass beat by me, he's not a villain. He's a fucking child. So get someone else. There's like 3 people in the world I can beat up, and I'm sorry, McLovin, but you're one of them. He's probably buff now. I haven't seen him in a while.
I haven't either.
What, Chris Mintz-Plasse?
Yeah.
And special thank you to everyone that has left us an iTunes review already or signed up for the Patreon. That really means a lot to us. And if you really want to help support the show, we are no longer part of the network that we were with. We still love all the shows over there. They have a lot of amazing shows, and we're friends with a lot of them. So check them out still. They're still really great. But we need your support now more than ever. So if you could tell all your friends and share this podcast, share this episode like on Facebook or Twitter. And we just want to get as many listeners as we can. And you can support us freely by leaving us a review on iTunes. Or if you want to support us financially, you can sign up for our Patreon. That's at patreon.com/thebrotherscommon.Place. And it's either just $1 or $5 a month. And I'll mail you stickers, a thank you note, and you also get bonus episodes. I think there's like 3 or 4 on there. There's a couple classics, and then we record some just for the Patreon. And then we're also doing comedy. Like if you like our humor, you should like the episodes. We do movie reviews. We're about to put the first one up soon, but we're currently reviewing not shitty movies, but some of them are shitty, but some are just like not as well known.
Yeah.
And then also another way to support us, we have a Threadless store up, and I think it's just threadless.com/thebrotherscommon.Place. But you can buy shirts and merchandise on there. You can buy a shit ton of different merchandise.
Yeah.
We just have our logo, and then we also have #Wildman right now. But we've been trying to think of ideas for some more artwork and merchandise. So if there's an idea that you have, let us know. We'll try and get that commissioned and made. Like, we wanted to come up with something cool. Like, we were thinking about something with Laugh of the Dark stuff. We just don't know what yet. Like, we thought maybe like a skeleton hanging from a tree and he's kind of like laughing, but I don't know. We got to think of some ideas. So if you have any ideas or some of your favorite quotes from the episodes, let us know. And yeah, we'll get those made. So
On Threadless, can we make Brothers Commonplace themed condoms?
we could try. We could have the Kevin theme one, and it also doubles as a thimble.
It also doubles as a ladybug skin.
Holy shit. This isn't funny at all. But back to the idea of like a shirt like with Laugh at the Dark stuff. It's just us like pointing at the DC logo. It's not funny at all. We definitely need. I mean, we don't need them, but we like to have your guys' ideas about stuff, especially when it comes to the Patreon. We've done one movie review, and I think we have like 3 movies that we plan on doing. 4 movies that we plan on.
We
doing.
had it's added to the list. We had a Patreon member give us a suggestion, so that's going to be coming up too.
Yeah.
I'm not quite sure when exactly because we got 3 or 4 movies right now. We might make it one of the next coming up, but yeah, it looks awesome. I looked it up; it looks pretty cool.
And that's amazing that somebody already asked us for that, and it doesn't have to be movies either. Just give us we play the little games like brother movies and roll switching and the headlines and stuff like that. If you think of like a fun game that we could play on there that you want to hear us do and it's something we could do, definitely give us the idea. I mean, we would love to do it. Or any movies you want us to review, as long as it's not Joe Dirt 2, because that ain't fucking happening.
Not until the Patreon hits $500.
Hits 500, and then I'm gonna quit because I'm not doing it. But so yeah, just give us ideas and stuff. We love to hear them.
And fuck it, I'm just gonna give a shout out real quick to another podcast, Killer Jobs podcast. It's a super good podcast. It's about serial killers and it's about the jobs that they had. And it's really interesting. Each one I've listened to, I've learned something new in, even when I think that, like, oh, I know all about him. Yeah, I always learn something new in it, so it's super cool.
Oh, yeah, I've been listening to their podcast. I love those guys.
Yeah, it's one guy, so I know you're fucking lying. And also, he listens to our show all the time, and he hit us with a hashtag Mucklow recently. So that is fucking awesome.
He must have been listening for a while then.
That's right. And he's going to be playing our promo on his show. We're going to be putting his on probably this episode, actually.
Nice,
so
that's awesome. Oh,
yeah, he's a cool dude.
So you probably already heard it.
Ooh. Alrighty, Toof, you ready to hit us with some of that stone cold words of wisdom?
The words of the wisdom of the week are me and Andrew have been doing a lot of dirty diving on the internet.
What a start.
We have found a new genre that we fucking love. It is called the XXX parodies.
Oh, shit.
So, me and Andrew are like, we gotta beat the fucking market. There's a fucking lot of porn movies out there of parodies. We tried Star Wars, we tried Joe Dirt, we tried Shrek, but fucking nothing. Alas, we did our bread and butter. We got into wrestling. Oh. So, we did this incest angle where I'm the Undertaker and he's Kane.
You guys fucking...
Well, we're jacking each other off. And the whole plot is like we have to jack off into this jug and fill it up. But it's technically Paul Bear's urn.
Oh,
but like we don't have the money for props, so it's just a milk jug that's already halfway filled. Halfway filled with milk and sperm because we actually had to really do it. We can't act in this one. Anyway, we were doing some promoting. Like we would like be the Undertaker and Kane like at like a cemetery, and we'd walk past a grave and have a Brothers Commonplace sticker on it.
Nice. Fuck
But then
yeah.
they kicked us off because I guess it's like defecating like on or not defecating.
Taking a shit.
Dude, I feel like we've had that like same mistake before where we said defecating when it's supposed to be like something
Desecrating.
The only
Yeah.
reason it's defecating is because it was our sticker.
Get that fucking shit off of there.
They're like, hey, you're desecrating that grave. They walk over and see the sticker. You're defecating that grave. Anyway, so like it was going good. Like people would like either mention about how could we jack each other off when our fucking dicks were so small. Like it literally looked like we were just fist bumping each other's dicks because we couldn't even move our hands. Anyway, like we were getting good comments and like people even talk about the Brothers Commonplace that we promoted on there. But like me and Andrew like got really pissed at each other because like I was playing the Undertaker, right? And he washed my fucking dirty drawers, and I guess he ended the streak.
Holy shit.
I've been keeping that thing up for 20 years.
Too. That was one of the best payoffs. That was good.
I like
Yeah.
that. That was
There's no
awesome.
like name of the website or nothing. The streak was the payoff.
Yeah.
I
the
love-
streak was good.
So when you said you and Andrew have been getting into like XXX porn parodies, you literally were getting into XXX porn parodies. It was only you two though. Like it was you guys making them.
I love how it's always you and Andrew. It's so
yeah.
good.
Well, fucking he needs to be on this podcast somehow.
Shots fired.
It's like Zach and Miri make a porno parody.
All right, anything else, guys?
No, I don't think so.
Spence?
No, other than the Tajin carries on.
Hey everybody, this is the Toof. I just wanted to give a shout out to all you people out there who actually support us. I thought our podcast wouldn't really get anywhere. I thought it'd just be like, because we've been doing this kind of for years now.
Yeah.
A little over a year. We started in October last year.
I meant like the first
yeah,
podcast
like
and stuff.
podcast-wise, probably like 4 years.
Oh, yeah. We did like 20 episodes. I don't know how we made 20 episodes out of that piece of shit.
It was fun.
But it was really cool because like I was like, oh fuck, the only people that listen to us are like the same like 10 people we work with. Like it wouldn't go anywhere. And over the past year, it was cool watching it grow from like, oh fuck, we got 100 downloads this month. Fuck yeah. To like, holy shit, we got 500 downloads this month.
No,
To, like,
it's a million.
Yeah, we have.
yeah. I mean, now we're at 1 million downloads per fucking day, and it's fucking getting crazier.
Yeah, we actually next week we're gonna have Trump on as a guest, so that'll be pretty cool.
Actually, I heard that migrant caravan is actually coming because they're listening to our podcast so much they actually want to meet us. But no, this is just a shout out to all you people who are making us grow.
Oh, absolutely.
It is nice to see that people support us
I
when
agree.
my mom or my dad never did.
Holy shit!
dude.
And they left me in that orphanage to rot.
Before it got burned down. But no, I agree. Yeah, definitely. It is awesome.
Burned down by the mob for this story.
Alrighty, thank you everyone for listening. Be good.
Stay safe.
Ooh, I like that. Fuck. And laugh at the dark stuff.
Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag Wildman.
Hashtag vile man.
Oh,
shit. I like that.
Hashtag pretzel dog.
Hashtag Catwoman.
Whoa. Hashtag thank you, Mark.
Long hashtag. Hashtag if you're gonna kill kids with pixie sticks, get rid of the evidence and be a smarties.
Oh, I like that.
Those would be a lot harder to make. Submitted for the consideration of the Brotherhood of the Commonplace. The Sewer Rat by Abdullahi.
What?
Yes.
Holy crap! He's not even lying.
No, I don't lie. I am the creepy narrator.
Okay, apologize.
One day, 5 years into the future,
That doesn't make sense there, but all right, keep going.
Oh, jeez.
One day, 5 years into the future in Ottawa, Ontario. Period. When the world is polluted and wild animals running everywhere. Yashwanth, Shamus, and I.
Couldn't have named him Bill. Just had to go with Yashwinth. All right.
In the middle of our LARPing session.
Yashwanth, Shamus, and I rode our bikes down Greenbank Road. A giant, ugly, drooling sewer rat jumped out of Greenbank Cemetery. The sewer rat ate our bikes and...
Oh, man.
and grabbed us with its stinky hands and ran away.
Wait. It grabbed it with its sticky hands and it ran?
No interrupting. We got to let him finish.
All right.
Let's save our comments for
Well,
the end.
I apologize, Fins.
Me too.
I'm going to reread that sentence. The sewer rat ate our bikes and grabbed us with its stinky hands and ran away. The sewer rat brought us to a dirty sewer where there was a fire in a can. I was wondering, how did the rat get a fire in a can? Besides, metal is not flammable.
He's writing the fucking story.
How will we escape from this smelly animal? The sewer rat tied Shamus and I up in drool webs and grabbed Yashwanth with one hand and a dead squirrel in another. Grabbed Yashwanth with one hand and a dead squirrel in the other hand. Shamus and I were so scared. I had an idea. I took my key and cut through the drool web. I cut Shamus's drool web and I said, "Let's get ready to fight." Shamus and I ran to the sewer rat and tackled the sewer rat and killed the sewer rat. Yashwanth had fainted. Shamus and I brought Yash into my car. I drove to the general hospital. Yash had rabies. I was really sad. I told Yash to call me when he got out of the hospital. I still have that shriek of the sewer rat in my mind. To be continued.
Oh, man. Oh, God. Dude, it's never been that hard to just
Oh, my
not
God,
say
that's my
things in my
favorite
whole
one.
entire life.
Okay, real quick. Favorite parts.
My favorite part is that he
All
took,
of it.
My favorite is that he took them to his car even though they ate their fucking bikes. So why
Yeah.
were they on the bikes in the beginning and in his car later on?
Okay. Spence, your favorite part?
grabbed us with its stinky hands and ran away.
I like
That's
that.
good. Because I thought it ran away after it grabbed them with the hands.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I
He
like.
just touched them for a bit
Yeah,
and then
he
ran.
left. That's what it made it seem like.
I like that he's doing things in these stories that like none of these other kids have done yet. He's inventing stuff like drool web.
Yeah.
Drool. I've never heard of that. That's pretty cool.
No,
Yeah.
So he's an inventor,
Apparently.
and then he calls himself out on his own bullshit, which I like. The flaming barrels, which
Yeah.
there's
How did that
nothing
happen?
in the
Yeah.
barrels.
Yeah.
The barrels themselves are on fire. I like
Yeah.
that.
I do like that. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. Like, you're writing the fucking story,
So,
but I
there's-
agree.
I thought though at the end of the story where he was like, "I told Yashwitz over the oh god, that's not what I meant to say." Yeah, what's his name?
Yashwant.
Oh jeez.
Say Yashwant.
It just I didn't even mean to. Okay. So I like when he tells Yashua.
You have to keep that in. You
Okay,
can't edit that out.
after he says, "I told Yashua to call me when he gets out of the
Yashwant.
hospital." Yashwant. When he tells him to call him when he gets out of the hospital, how's the next sentence start? Could you say like the first 3 words?
I told Yash to call me when he got out of the hospital. I still have that shriek of the sewer rat in my mind.
Right there. When he said I thought he was going to say I still haven't heard back from him.
Yeah, that's
what
what I was
thought it
waiting
was
for.
going to say.
Which that would have been cool.
So the story. These
Maybe he went
kids,
to Yashwood.
these kids, which they're not even kids. So he went to Yashwitz. Okay, so they're not even kids. That's
Clearly.
a good twist.
Yeah.
Like you think they're little kids,
They
but they're
drive.
not because they fucking drive to the goddamn general
Yeah.
hospital. Okay, so these kids, they're
Oh,
teenagers. They're at least 16 years old. At least one of them is.
Yeah.
They're riding bikes. They get attacked. So instantly, the sewer rat just eats their bikes in an instant.
Fucking eats it.
So they're on their bikes, but it
Yeah.
eats all the bikes at once, I guess, because they don't get away from that. Then the sewer rat grabs them and takes them. No, wait. Why was there like a dead squirrel? What did that have to do with the
they
story?
never said that. Yeah.
There's a dead squirrel? Like, he's just holding, like, is that intimidation?
I
Like,
guess.
he comes out holding the dead squirrel?
But who's he trying to intimidate?
I don't know. Like, they're already fucking...
Yeah, he already has them.
He doesn't need more. It's not like they were, like, losing faith. Like,
Let's-
whoa,
hey,
we're not really
hey,
that intimidated by him anymore. I'm going to grab the dead squirrel, then.
Maybe the to be continue part is there's somebody else that he's trying to intimidate. Who knows?
Okay.
Maybe the squirrel's going to come into play.
Okay, so why does he have the fucking hobo barrel?
That I don't know.
Okay, so the hobo barrel and the dead squirrel doesn't really make sense.
Not a lot, no.
I like it. Fucking A+ on this story.
Yeah,
it
I
was
liked it,
fun.
dude. It was good.
He's like he's innovative, an innovative artiste,
I agree.
author. What is his name again, Spence?
Like-
Abdullahi.
Yeah.
All right, B. Just joking. A+ on this story. I like
Yeah,
this one a lot.
I agree. It was good.
Good
it was
fun.
good. It was hard to sit through without saying stuff, but really it was.
We try to be quiet while the reader gets all the way through. So
Yeah.
we're sorry, Spence, but
yeah.
there was too much in that
Yeah,
one.
it was
man.
a lot, man.
The all-new Toyota RAV4 asks, what if? What if your ride was refined and rugged at the same time? Introducing the all-new RAV4 Hybrid. 208 combined horsepower and standard all-wheel drive make it the most powerful RAV4. Plus, with its head-turning style and breakaway speed, it's bound to change the way you think of a hybrid. The all-new RAV4 Hybrid. Toyota. Let's go places. Horsepower. Ratings achieved using the required premium unleaded gasoline with an octane rating of 91 or higher. Premium fuel is not used. Performance will decrease.
This is firefighter Rafael Porriette for Firehouse Subs. Introducing new Firehouse Pairs. Pair your favorite small sub with a signature side, like the awesome 5-cheese mac and cheese. And remember, a portion of every purchase at Firehouse Subs goes towards helping first responders. Firehouse Subs. Enjoy more subs, save more lives. Participating locations only, Firehouse Subs will donate a minimum of $1 million in 2019 to the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation by donating 0.11% of every purchase.